Hey guys, welcome back to Forge Grip. I wanted to make this video a little more peaceful in a better setting. So let's talk about the 9 to 5 because I have plenty to say about it. And let me just start out by saying this. If the world really was just going to work, doing your 9 hours and coming home, and for some reason we didn't have these abstract brains that could come up with creative ways to solve problems, let's just say that we were just snails and we just went to work every day when we were just snails, and that was our life, and we didn't think twice about it. Well, you should just take me off this planet right now, because that's no way to live. I started Forged Grip before I started working full time. I had plenty of mediocre jobs here and there. I worked at a pizzeria as a busboy and a dishwasher. I worked at another restaurant as a dishwasher. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts at one point. But now that I have this dream and I have this brand and I have you guys, I can really feel just how much energy is being taken from me every day. And when you have nothing to do after your day job and you just go home and look forward to relaxing, you don't realize just how much creativity leaves you and leaves your brain. And it gets to a point where even if you have a good idea and you know exactly how to make that idea come to reality in the long term, the real work is about finding a way to save your energy, maintain your temperament, and almost live in a different identity during the day, just to preserve the identity that's gonna get you out. Because that's what it's come to for me now. It's gotten to the point where I don't care to make relationships at work. I can't stand how people call jobs work, because it's not work. It's a cash flow system. It's a system that you trade your time for to earn some money, not make money, earn money. And people call that work. But the real work is trying to make sure you don't lose yourself during the day so you can get to the real work, your life's work, afterwards. That's the work. The real work is trying to maintain your philosophy, stay stoic, stay perseverant, persevere through the suffering of not watching the clock because you want to go home and watch Netflix, but watching the clock because you are dying. That creative energy, that creative spark it's sparking all right. And I can't do anything with it. Someone that thinks that they're so great because they're a manager and they have the title of a manager and they can now manage other people and they derive so much satisfaction from that because they can barely manage their own life. So it makes them feel so good to have that little bit of power for 8 to 9 hours a day. I can't go take a shit when I want. I can't take a piss when I want. Barely. I gotta ask to use the bathroom. There's nothing more degrading as a man than having to ask to use the bathroom. I should just be able to go and use the bathroom. It's one of my body's natural functions. If I have to go, I have to go. I shouldn't have to verbalize that. But I find ways. I mean, we're not gonna sit here and pretend the sky's falling, because it certainly isn't. And if the sky's falling, then it is, right? Because if you sit through life and say the sky is falling, then it is. If you say that you can't accomplish something, then you can't. Now what? Now what are you gonna do? You can't do much. So you have to figure it all out. Figure out how to preserve your energy throughout the day, and that's what I do. I figure out how I can preserve my energy throughout the days, get whatever creative work done. If I have an idea, I'll jot it down in my notes in my phone, a video idea, and I will try my very best to get that workout in, to get that idea on a video, and to get that video posted, and to watch the video over, and to make sure that the video wasn't just a waste of time, and that you guys aren't wasting your time watching my content, and that I didn't waste my time making a lousy video. But yeah, there's a little insight on how building something from the ground up that you truly want, it's very hard. It's always been hard. But when you're actually in it, it's one thing to hear about it and to see all these guys online, but to actually be in it every day, to have the stress of, I can't live like this anymore. And I haven't gone to college, and I'm only 20 years old. If I can't live like this anymore now, then that's already telling you what my calling is. It's obviously forged grip. But imagine having to do this another 10, 15, 20 years. And that's not even the average retirement age. In 20 years, I'll be 40 years old. I already can't stand it now. I'm already so self-aware of just how mediocre the people are around me, and so self-aware about how money works, and so self-aware about how taxes work, and how phantom income works, and how the banks work. And I'm done. I'm kind of done with the outros and all that. I mean, let's make this as authentic as possible. I don't have anything else to say. If you listen to this whole thing, I really appreciate it. And I'm sure if you listen to this whole thing, maybe a part of you really appreciates it too. That's all I got. Later, guys.